This is the iPhone 5, and it was released on September 21st, 2012. It was the first 4-inch iPhone of its kind, and it was recycled in 2016 as the iPhone SE. A lot of people love this 4-inch factor, and this was the first one to offer it, and it was the thinnest iPhone of the time. But it is now 2016, and as iPhone prices climb as carriers are dropping their carrier contracts, a lot of us might just be going to some older iPhones. If you got the question, should I buy an iPhone 5? I think I got the answer for you here in this video. We're going to run this baby through specs, performance, we're going to run this baby through camera, and just talk about if you should buy the iPhone 5 in 2016. So if you want to see that, let's get into this right now. Let's go. So, does it look familiar? Well, that's because it is familiar. It's the iPhone 5. Looks very similar to the iPhone SE. But let's begin with specs on the iPhone 5. So the iPhone 5 is rocking a 4-inch Retina HD display at 326 pixels per inch and an 8-megapixel 1080p rear camera with a 1.2 megapixel front camera, an Apple A6 dual-core processor clocked at 1.3 gigahertz and 1 gigabyte of RAM. Now let's go ahead and head into the software of the iPhone 5 and confirm the version that we are running on here. So I'm going to hop over into settings, go down into general, go to about, and you're going to see that we do rock the latest official release 9.3.5 with a planned upgrade to iOS 10, the latest. So taking a quick look at the performance, in the real world, the iPhone 5 actually performed quite well. As you can see here, we're hopping in and out of apps with no problem here. Now, you are going to have to wait, just have a little bit of patience in comparison to the newer iPhones. Of course, they are newer, so they are quicker. But this is definitely still usable, and I think you can get most of the crucial tasks done that you need to get done without having too much of a headache here on the iPhone 5. And you're probably only going to notice it's slow when you compare it to something like the iPhone 6s or 7 or one of the newer Apple A9 and A10 chips. So as you can see, if you get the iPhone 5 or you get an iPhone SE, they're pretty much the same design. So if you have friends that have an iPhone SE, you could swap cases with them or anything like that. But nobody's going to really be able to tell that you're rocking the older iPhone over the iPhone SE. They are that similar, and actually the SE is a refinement on top of this iPhone, but you can see there's a dual tone flash on the SE and the Apple logo is painted on the iPhone 5, whereas it is embedded within the phone on the iPhone SE, which is more of a metallic chrome feel. But overall, look and feel, build quality, they're about the same, and this was a great design all around in my opinion. Now, talking about build quality with the iPhone 5, you're going to see that it is a pretty nice build quality. It does get nicked up and banged up a little bit, but I think it actually wears pretty nice and looks pretty nice when it's banged up. It shows that it's quality and it's been used, and I don't know, it's kind of a nice look even though it's banged up. So you can see that the iPhone 5 does have the low battery power mode, but what is the battery life like? It's been pretty well, and actually I did a vlog on this. It gets about 3 to 4 hours on screen time with light to medium use and a good amount of standby time as well. So if you're not using it or really heavy, you'll be able to get through a full day with pretty much ease here on the iPhone 5. But if you're a heavy user, this might only get you maybe half the day, so a 9 to 5. So we can't skip the camera section. That is an 8-megapixel camera on the rear that shoots in at 1080p at 30 FPS. If we flip it over to the front on the iPhone 5, you're going to see that 1.2 megapixel camera that shoots in at 720p, also at 30 FPS. Now, the camera, you can get to the camera easily on the lock screen by just swiping up and going over and taking a picture. You can also shoot with the iPhone 5 from the volume button, making this a very portable and nice camera. Now, we also have many features that you do get with the newer iPhones, but there is a few features that were not included. So you can go to your camera icon, you can see that we do have the ability to shoot a photo here, go to the square mode, go to the panorama mode. There is no video slow motion here, but there is video and there is time lapse, and there is no live photos featured here, but pretty much everything else is the same. And you can see it does fire off photos pretty rapidly quick here, not burst mode as you can get on the iPhone 5s, but it's still pretty solid nonetheless, still pretty quick. You do have a timer, HDR, and the ability to shoot on the front camera. Hello, how you doing there? And yeah, so overall, how is the camera quality? Well, I'm gonna actually show you a couple of samples of how this camera quality actually performs in the real world. I shot about 3 shots, and you guys can judge it for yourself. But you can see you can do iCloud sharing on here, as well as turn on the grid lines. and, you know, summarize photos. So it's a pretty solid camera nonetheless. But let's go ahead and check out these photo samples right here of the iPhone 5. Lastly, let's talk about storage on the iPhone 5. So this was an iPhone that offered the 16 gigabyte capacity that I have right here, which I'm going to show you. But you can get the iPhone 5 in 16 gigabytes, 32, and 64. Even the 64s are pretty cheap today, so I recommend that you guys go with the 64 gigabyte as they're all pretty low in price. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up with our conclusions here. So should you buy an iPhone 5 in the year of 2016? Well, I hope this video went ahead and answered that question for you. Personally, if you have the means to go do it, go ahead and pick up the iPhone SE. If that's a little too high, but you can get the 5S, go ahead and do that. But if this is the only iPhone you could get in the year of 2016, I totally understand where you're coming from. If that's your only budget right now, you just don't have that in your current moment in your life, and you want an iPhone, this is still going to get iOS 10, which we will cover here on the channel. So that's pretty much going to wrap this video up of should I buy an iPhone 5 in the year of 2016. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead, click the like button for me to show your support. Subscribe to the channel for more technology videos like this if you want to see more. And have a great day wherever you are. I know I will. Be sure to be well, and peace.
Yeah.